Welcome to the Pico Show. It is, of course, interview time. This week, I am delighted to welcome on a very good friend who is currently doing a little bit of magic in the skincare side of things, okay? This is, of course, Joanne Lynch from Bo By Jo. Joanne, welcome to the show. How
Oh
are you
my
today?
God, that was a fabulous intro.
Why, thank you very
Brilliant.
much. I'm getting good at them. I'm getting good at them, so I am like, hey.
Oh, thank
Well, look,
you.
as I said, it's of course Joanne from Bo By Jo, right? It is obviously a skincare. We're going to get into the full details on it, okay? So I'm not going to give it all away on the intro, okay? So start off the whole idea. Where did it all begin? Where did the whole thing come from?
So it all actually originated when I had children, and my second child, Annabelle, when she was about 6 or 7 months old, she had really, really, really bad lungs to the point where she wasn't sleeping at night. She couldn't. She was when she was getting caught in gunk in her chest. And we were in and out of the hospital. They had to keep putting her in nebulizers. They didn't really know what was causing it, but they knew that, her lungs were
Yeah.
suffering. Um, so then they started talking about future treatments and steroids and things like that. And I was like, no, enough's enough. The buck stops here. I can't put a 7-month-old on steroids. That's
Yeah.
crazy. So I was chatting to different people, different walks of life, and it was actually a girl that was from China, one of my mates, and I was just explaining what was happening. She was a mom as well, and she said, "Have you tried essential oils?" And I said, "If I could hike the Himalayas and find a dragon, I would try it. So I would try
Yeah.
absolutely anything to help Annabelle out." So she gave me a diffuser, her own diffuser, God love her, and essential oils, and showed me how to use it. And I put it under wee Annabelle's cot, and within probably about a week, and I'm
Okay.
not even joking,
Yeah.
the gunk had lifted off her chest, and she'd started to sleep through, and she was doing really well. And I started looking into the chemicals and different things that were in my house. So I started taking away any fleecy pajamas because the little fibers in there can affect your lungs. I took away all the sprays from the house and replaced them with vinegar and water. Um, the,
Wow.
I just went through everything.
Yeah.
Now she also suffered from eczema, and when I started going through the list of ingredients on the creams, now I'm not a chemist, I have no
Yeah.
idea, but I know that I couldn't pronounce them, and I knew that that was probably wrong. So I started off then just putting coconut oil on her to try and help her skin. And it was helping a little bit, but not too much for the eczema spots. So, and my Sophia, my firstborn, she also had problematic skin. So I was kind of trialing and error and trialing
Yeah.
and error. And there's mixing different concoctions to trying to come up with things that are good for your skin that would last in a tub. And I see, I'm not in industry, so I didn't need to bulk it up with
Yeah.
alcohol to make it look pretty, or I didn't need to bulk it up with water to extend the batch. I just needed something to work.
Yeah.
So it started working, and that's how it all began. And I kind of had different creams. I kind of wanted one that was for nappy rashes and different things like that. And I needed one that was going to moisturize and help with eczema. And finally,
Yeah.
I got one that was one for each. And I said, that's me, job done. I
See,
have my child sorted.
See, that's brilliant because I had eczema when I was about 10, maybe 11, right? I had really bad eczema on the right hand side and left hand side of both my legs. So not on the front of my leg, but on either side of my legs, okay? On
Yeah.
both legs. Really bad.
Yeah.
I went to like farmhouses for cures and I ate sulfur. I drank sulfur in water
Yeah.
at one point, right? And the only thing, well, no, I have to say two things cured it, right? So I was 23 when it was
Wow. How
gone,
many
right?
years was that? How many
Like
years did it take?
12, 13, like, yeah, like
Oh my
definitely
gosh.
10 anyway, because I know I was in secondary school, so it mightn't have been 10 when I had it. Could have been 11 or maybe 12, but I had it until I was 23. It went away for two reasons, right? One, I bought my house, and a month after I bought my house at 23, my eczema was gone. Okay. But I also, for a long number of years before that, was using a very strong steroid cream, which again, as we just said, right? Yeah, called Fusibet. That was the name of it, okay? Now, it
Mhm.
did work. Like it did, of course it worked. But I wear shorts a lot, Joe, right? And the problem
Yeah.
is I have hairy legs. apart from in those exact 4
Oh,
places. So either side of my legs, because that's where I had the eczema, that's where I kept plastering on. Obviously, bad like steroid cream.
yeah.
I literally have like women's legs, for argument's sake. You know what I mean? Like beautiful
Top
women's
tip,
legs. Yeah,
girls.
yeah, you know what I mean. But no, so I can understand personally why, especially when it comes to a child. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like you can't go down that route, so you can't at all.
no.
Like, but and like obviously when you did all that, you got the results. That was the most important thing.
Oh, after a couple of years, Kieran, but it was torture because
Yeah,
anything that didn't work and you were making it worse, the
yeah,
guilt you felt as a mom, you're going, holy shit, not only am I not helping, I'm actually hindering the
making it
person.
what? Yeah,
And you don't know because they can't articulate themselves yet. So you're
of
kind of going,
course.
you can
Yeah,
only see the result of the flare up rather than if it's stinging them at the
yeah.
start. So, oh, it's a minefield. I totally empathize with every mom out there that's dealing with it because it's really, really hard. It really
Yeah.
is hard.
But look, all people who created great things never achieved it on the first attempt. Okay. The
No.
most smartest people in the world that created the most incredible things in the world didn't create it after one batch, didn't create it after one try. It's trial and error, unfortunately. And I know this involves your own kids, so it makes it even
Yeah.
harder, like you said, okay? But it is. But look, I know obviously I want to go through like all the different types of stuff you do. Like I was looking through it here. Like we have baby bum bam. I can never say the word bam, right? Because I know there's an L in it, but my tongue won't let me say balm, right? So yeah. Night night nourish. And obviously plenty more. Tell us what all is there, Joe. And obviously I don't want to ruin it by naming these wrong by saying bam instead of balm. So you shout. You tell me what
You're
you got.
fine, Jill, you're fine. So I've the baby bum bam said 0 to 3 months and then a 3+ month. And the difference is after all the accreditations and all the certification and stuff that I had to get for the creams, the 0 to 3 months can actually be used on newborn skin. And then the 3+ month has an extra benefit of having lavender oil in it. So, but that can only be used on kids over 3 months
Over
old
three.
because the skin is too delicate.
Yeah.
Same with the nighttime or the night nourish. It's 0 to 3 months as well, where there's no essential oils. And then afterwards, after the 3 months, they use the one with the sweet orange in it.
Ooh,
So
sweet orange.
sweet orange. It's really nice. It actually
It,
smells amazing.
oh my God. I mean, like, I'm just saying it's like, I obviously have a 2-year-old at home and that's going to be the last child in this house. But I know plenty of people who are currently waiting to have babies and have just had babies, which means go check this shit out. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
and you know, it's as I say, it's a wee bit like the butterfly effect. If you don't put chemicals on them now, they might suffer from things later on in life because they started like my little girl Indy, my third one. She's a rascal, but she's never, ever, ever had an issue with her
yeah.
skin because she's never been exposed to the other skin products like the other two had. But I always wonder, is it,
Yeah. There has to be.
are we
Yeah.
exposed to a bit too much?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like there nearly has to be like that thing about like fleecy pajamas. Like I just automatically would think
Oh,
it's winter time, so it's time to get the fleecy pajamas on. Like that's, you know what I mean?
yeah.
That's
When we
just what
came
I would
back to
presume.
Ireland,
Yeah,
when
that's
we came back
Ireland.
to Ireland, and then we were like freeze pajamas all the way. They were freezing, and her cough started coming back,
My
and I was
God,
like, oh, not again. And
that is
I don't know.
insane.
I didn't come up with this on my own. I definitely got that off somebody else saying,
Yeah,
well, she's
yeah,
allergic to everything else. It's obviously the fleece. And I was going, never thought of it. And
that's
then within
insane.
2 or 3 nights again, she fixed herself. So yeah,
Wow.
it's an
And look,
unknown word.
yeah, I do love the names though, I have to say, like, you know what I mean? Like night night nourish, you know what I mean? Baby bum bam. Like it's so cute, like, you know, and it should be
Yeah.
cute because it's babies we're talking about here, like, you know what
Well,
I
I
mean?
have
So
one now for the adults. I have one that's the Joe's Can Bam, and
yeah.
that's for everybody over a child, and it's a moisturizer for everybody. And it has come back with great feedback. Like I used it as a moisturizer and a wee bit for Annabelle's eczema and stuff. But the people are coming back with how they use it and what they've used it for, like eczema, psoriasis. Um, they use the baby bum balm for nettle stings. They
Yeah.
use it for
Ooh, nettle
it's just
stings.
there's an
Wow.
array of different things. Nettle stings. I'm telling you now. We were at the football the other day, and a wee girl legs first into the nettles.
Oh
20 minutes
no.
later, she was staying away.
See, there you go. Proof is in the pudding, guys. Proof is in the pudding. Well, you mentioned about like accreditation and things like that. So I suppose the next obvious question is, when did this become a business? You know what I mean? Like, apart from you were trying to find something for your own kids, you know what I mean? Like, when did the step then go, Joe, that it was like, right, I mean, there's a business here to be made.
I wish it was as easy as that. It really wasn't. And it was just, it all happened. It almost happened to me, if that even makes sense. So what happened was, I nailed the formula. I knew that I had the formula, and I would gift it to people, going, "I should try this, or try this, or when I made a batch and they try, oh, will you put me in it?" And I go, yeah, I'll put your name in the pot,
Yeah.
I'll prop it out to you whenever. And it was never a business. It was always just a kind of wee kind deed that I done. If I was making it, I could make 2, or I could make 3, or I could make
Yeah.
however many. If I started at the park talking to a mum and she said she was having problems, I go, hang on there a wee second. I only live 2 minutes up the road. I'd run up and
Yeah.
get a pot. That's the way it was. It was going like that. Now, it did gather a lot of momentum then, because the pot had to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So
Yeah.
I was contemplating it becoming a business. So I did, I contacted Enterprise Ireland, and I did a course with them called the Start Your Own Business course. And I did that with Kevin McDonald, and he mentored us through it, and he really liked the idea of it. And he really backed me 100%, and I really
Brilliant.
got confidence in it. And then I went to actually do the paperwork and compliance for it. And just with having 3 kids and a busy house and a busy schedule and the paperwork, like, the Start Your Own Business was hectic enough to do. And that was one evening a week. And to do the assignments, I was calling in favors everywhere. Like my poor mom and sister and dad were home. Like, I was just constantly asking them, you wouldn't just do this, just till I get this done. So when I looked at the paperwork that was involved in getting those products to market, especially for newborns and children who needed it the most, like, that was the purpose of it all.
Yeah.
It was astronomical. I might as well have been going to work for NASA. There was no way I was going to be able to do this. I talked to even ELAB's compliance officer, and no, just no. There was no way. I've done degrees. I'm not doing. I can't. I wouldn't be able to do it. So I kind of shelved it, and then 1, 2, skip a few, and life happens, as they say. And there was a lot of change without going into too much personal details.
Yeah.
But life changed, and myself and the girl's dad parted ways. And I knew I had to provide for my children.
Yeah.
And that's a scary thought. So I was like, great, you know what I'll do? I'll get my 9 to 5, I'll get to work. I've always been a grafter. I've worked with you, Kieran. I've worked with, I don't mind what I do. In fact, data entry is the dream. Give me a job, just give me. But every single place I went to, Kieran, there was a problem. There was an issue. Like, I do like helping people. So I was going to go back into, like, I did psychology and psychoanalysis, and I was going to go back into fields like that. And I went up and I was going to, do childcare. But the certificates I had now weren't the ones I needed for childcare. And I went to do the course, and then I didn't have the energy to do the course. So I kind of funked the course, and I came out of the course, and then I was going to do home help, but the hours weren't suiting because I have 3 children.
Yeah.
Then I was like, well, I'll just get a job in the shop. I'll work somewhere like that, 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And again, another roadblock, because now the creche has no room for after schoolers. So my kids go to school. There was no place. Everywhere I turned, you might as well. It was just roadblock after roadblock. It was harder and harder. Now, my other option was the paperwork.
Yeah.
I couldn't even contemplate it. And like, bearing in mind, when I was doing all this, Kieran, I was absolutely exhausted. I was really devastated. My life had changed. My future had crumbled in front of me. I didn't know what was coming next. I got really anxious. I was having panic attacks. I really hit the floor. And I was talking it over with my sister, and I said, do you know what? like, I give up. What am I going to do? Because this is gone to shit. And was I willing to risk everything I had? My energy,
Yeah.
the last wee bit of money I had. Was I really willing this risk and whatever I had in my pocket for the kids to go and do this business? But I wasn't going to get a job. So what am I going to do? And we have a wee attitude in ours going, fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let's just do it. Fuck it. So that's what happened. And out of all the anxiety and all everything that was happening at the time, I don't know where we got it from. It was probably a good sense of humor, to be fair. And we said, fuck it. And we went for it. And the first thing I did, I'd met a fella called Eamon Carroll way back when I'd met Kevin McDonald in Enterprise Ireland. And he was a graphic designer. So I just said, you know what, I'm going to go and talk to him and see what he thinks, because I'm coming with a jam jar of cream. Like, this is a pig's ear at best. Like at very best. I walked into Raymond's office and I'm going, a bit, like, I'm back. And he was like, well, that was a long 2 years. And I was like, I'm back and I have this.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he looked at me weird or maybe I was being paranoid because the headspace I was in. He said, right, and what do you want to make it? And I was going, and I had an idea of a name, the Bohemian Rose, and he was looking at me like I was an alien at that name. And by the end of the conversation, he said, right, we're going to do this.
Brilliant.
And I said, really? And he goes, absolutely. We can do this, no problem. And I said, how are we going to do this? Like, I have all the paperwork to do. And he goes, how do you need to eat an elephant? And I said, I have no idea. I'm a vegetarian.
Yeah.
And he goes, one bite at a time, Jo. And that's what we did. And we went every single week. I went to Eamon. And he not only became my graphic designer, but he gave my product an identity that, and because my future and who I was and everything was gone, it was gone.
Yeah.
He created an identity for me through my products.
Brilliant.
And we became the brand, and we became, my product and me somehow became merged. Like, I don't know how he did it. God love him. He became a therapist at the end of the day. It was just on for Eamon. But when we came at the end result, we worked for like a good year on this. Like, this was everything. And he created Bo By Jo. He came up with the name. He created the lovely brand. And
I love that. I love that. Like, it's not just Bo By Jo. You know what I mean? I love how it looks. So
yeah. And if you look deeper, you can see the intricacies behind everything. Like, there's little wildflowers behind it, which I'd be into. And he took my personality and put it in the brand, but he also put the brand into my identity, and it just worked. So I don't know, like, some might say that not getting the jobs and the journey that we went on, you know, it might have been someone up there looking out for me, or some might say it was universal pull, or it was what was for you, it wasn't going to pass you, or law of attraction, or whatever it was. But this was absolutely 110% where I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm meant to be doing. And we launched it and then we had to stop, and then we launched it again just recently there in April and went gung-ho for it. But it's about, for me, it's about the people that I've met on my journey, like Kevin, who said, yes, it's going to work.
Yeah. You need that, don't you?
Yeah.
You need that kind of, not reassurance, but somebody who has that confidence and that faith to go, we're going to do this. We are going to fucking do this. Yeah.
And then Eamon, who made it all happen. Like, I'm only the person who put a bit of cream in a tub at the end of the day. It's all the outsiders. It is really, like, it wasn't me. And it's the people now that I'm meeting that they're buying it and they're paying it forward. Like, it's nearly like a little act of kindness, because they might buy it and it works for them and I feel great, but I'm only one person, but they're paying it forward to other people that it's working for. And then it's kind of growing legs, where I put the cream in a tub, Kevin said it would work, Eamon made it all of this, and the people that are buying it are helping other people. You know, it's become more than me. Like, it's not me, it's become this thing that I am so proud to be part of. But that's all I am. I'm part of a cog in a machine that's all
And
worked
look,
by other people.
and it's a machine that's only going to keep rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling. So as I have no doubt about that. So I don't absolutely
Absolutely.
no doubt. And come here, obviously, that's the tubs behind you, yeah? I can see. And
I
they're
don't think I have any tubs here. That's the branding there. I keep all the tubs in the fridge.
oh,
So in case
sorry, I
you
didn't
buy
know
it.
it was over your other shoulder. Sorry, I thought that was like tubs or something on your other shoulder, around the other side. Sorry, I thought
No,
that was
no, they're not. They're all in it. I have a little fridge over in the corner, and because they're so
brilliant.
natural,
Yeah,
I keep them in the fridge because I don't want them to, I don't know, they can go a little bit granulated or
yeah.
that. So I
And
keep them in the fridge.
when you is that right? So is that what you if whoever buys them? Is that what you say as well? When you buy one, do you keep it in a fridge? Is it one of them where you just keep it in like room temperature? Is there a recommended? I know
Yeah, I
before
would
you
always
sell it.
recommend. Yeah, I
Yeah,
would recommend just to keep it in the fridge. It'll go longer as well. Do you know if it goes a wee bit runny, you'll
yeah,
use more that you don't need to be using. So just to be cost effective with it, yeah, put it in the fridge and you'll
yeah.
only have to use a little bit, and yeah, it'll be great. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And I think we've probably already kind of answered this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway, right? I was going to ask you, even though obviously your kids is going to be the focal point of this, what drives you and what motivates you? I know obviously we just said there about it's people pay it forward and stuff like that. So like reviews make or break anything in the world, right? Like you mean like obviously I've had people say bad stuff about the stuff that I've talked about. But some people say good stuff about the stuff I talk about. Difference is
That's it.
I don't have to give a shit because this is just a podcast. You know what I mean? You're creating something incredible. So, like when you see great reviews and the people are writing stuff going, this helped my child, this helped my X-year-old, this helped my, you know what I mean? Is that what kind of motivates you and drives you on?
Absolutely. 120%. Like it's the little girl that could wear shorts last year for the first time because she didn't want to wear shorts with her skin condition. And it's like the other teenagers that can now wear makeup with like their friends
Yeah,
because their face is cleared up.
love
It's
that.
just like, and it's the people that are paying it forward. So like a young fella last week, I said it in one of my reels, bought a cream just to cheer a friend up. And it's all those people that do those things are just so kind, and I get to meet them. And when I deliver a cream, maybe I'll be maybe invited into their home and hear their story and
Wow. Yeah,
about them. And it's so much more like it's so nice to be accepted into people's homes. And when you're happy, I think you attract happy energy. And I've made so many new friends, and I'm a blow-in. I'll be a blow-in in Omeath now until I think it's the third generation is in the graveyard.
my
So
God.
it doesn't, that's the thing, you're a blow-in until then.
Yeah,
But the people in this village that have shown up for me, and they're my friends, and they show up for my kids, and they really support me, among my family, obviously,
of
and my
course. Yeah,
close
yeah,
friends. But to say that I feel at home. I'm home. I've arrived.
yeah,
I feel content. Like the dream I had before all of this happened, and before the breakdown between me and the kid's dad and all, the dream I had was just something that you could think of.
yeah.
This that I'm living now, I would never have dreamed it in my wildest. I couldn't have. I couldn't have thought that this could be my life.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful for everybody that has made this my life. I'm going to get emotional now because it
You're
is the
grand.
people.
Exactly. It is like that. But look, there's some people get hit repeatedly and don't want to get up or can't get up. You know what I mean? Like, and that's put you into depression. Like I talk about it openly enough. I've been suffering with depression for 4 or 5 years now, probably longer, but only officially kind of 4 or 5 years. And like it takes a lot to get up after something like that. As you said, it was a breakup, you know what I mean? So that changes the trajectory of where you presume your life is going, which
Yeah.
you can really go one way or you can go a very fucking different way when something like that happens. But you're going all the way to the stars, darling. I mean, you're going like literally that way, like, you know what I mean? That's the only way you're going. And I'm so proud of you. Like, I mean, I am so fucking proud of you. So I am, okay? Like, we know each other a long, long time. So we do. And like, when I saw this,
it could have went the other way. It could have went the other way, Kieran. We all know that too.
that's what I mean. It could, like, and that's the whole point I'm trying to say. It's like sometimes people might think it's easier to go the other way. But you know what I mean? Sometimes you have to climb up that ladder, you know what I mean? Like, and take that extra step. Even when you slip off the ladder, you still take the next step up it, okay? It's one of them things that, and people are there to help. As you said, I know family always help, but as you said, there was a community around you. There was people that, and then like, you're not Wish, you're not Amazon, you're not like anything that where you just buy something online and it arrives at your door. You know what I mean? Like, from some guy battering your bloody door down, going, hurry up, I have to get to the next house. You know what I mean? There's that personal touch that makes it all worthwhile for both people, for the person buying it, but also for you as the creator of it. You know what I mean? And the person is giving it to them. Like, that's, I think that's amazing. Like, I mean, honestly, you're incredible. Hey, you're absolutely incredible. Hey, I mean that.
As I say before, I don't know. It came from somewhere else. It didn't come from me. It was a pull of something, whether it be, you know, I've lost a friend last year, and I genuinely think he's helped me through it. And you know, I credit it to people around me. Like, it's not, you can't do this kind of stuff alone unless your motivation is something different. But my motivation wasn't. So that's, I can only say thanks to everyone. And every time I talk to anyone, even in order, I'm like, they made my day. Like, they just, it honestly is.
Absolutely, I love it.
Up going, come and have a chat with me, and I was going, you know what?
Yeah, like, why not? Like, this is the whole thing. I know, obviously, everybody knows the old fucking podcast, right? This is just new one now, right? It's me on my own, but I said this time it was going to be different. Every week it was going to be an interview. It was going to be with somebody who was starting something new, somebody who was already doing something that was incredible, but we needed to air it a wee bit more. You know what I mean? Like, we talk mental health, you know what I mean? Different things like that. Because look, you know me, right? I'm an open book, like, you know what I mean? I'll talk about everything, like. Well, I don't know when I'm putting this into the episode, but either earlier in the episode or later in the episode, I'm going to have made a very bad joke about Father's Day, right? Which people probably won't like. But again, it doesn't matter because I'm an open book. You know what I mean? So I can say kind of what I want to say. But listen, but before we end anything.
That's forward too, though, Kieran. That's helping other people, because you know yourself when you're depressed, and that it's very hard to find relatable people sometimes, you know, and you're paying that forward, and you know, you're helping me out today, and you're putting my story forward, and you're getting people out there too, Kieran. So like, it's not just a podcast, it's an amazing thing to be able to get up and do it for other people. And I think once your motivation is other people, I don't think you can go wrong.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like that, and that's why I'm doing, like, I've already done 2 charity things. Like, I'm every month. Yeah, so I have another one now coming up where I'm going to walk 305 kilometers. In, I don't know the timeline yet. I said I was going to do it in a month, and then one of the lads stuck the piss out of me saying that was too easy, and I was like, what? I goes, how's it? And I'm like, I'm a fat fuck. That's not easy for me, like, right? And he was like, no, do it in like 21 days or something. So I think I'm going to cap it at like 25 days maybe, right? And try and do it. So now the reason for it was that obviously I had a friend who had died there a couple of months ago, and he was a diehard Everton fan. So it's 305 kilometers from Dundalk to the stadium in Everton. Now I can't walk.
Goosebumps, Kieran.
I can't walk across the water yet. I haven't got that ability yet. So I haven't. So I'm just going to walk around, like, you know what I mean, in general, a lot. And it's all for SOSAD as well, like, you know what I mean, which is obviously another important one. So it is. But listen, come here. I have to roll back to years here, okay? Me and you worked together in Vodafone. Way back in the day. Like, way back in the day, we worked in Vodafone. What's the memories from Vodafone?
Where do we start?
Yeah.
Am I allowed to even talk about them, to be honest? About
I don't know. Like, yeah, like, well, most of the people are all kind of like married with kids now. You know what I mean? So what?
Your kids could hear this.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Actually, I never thought about that. Hey, I knew your mom. Hey, I knew your dad. Hey.
Oh, yeah. But what a bunch.
Like
I can't even say hold the phone out laughing.
I know. I always say I go back in the morning. Like, same people, same place. Completely. Like, you go back in the morning. You know what I mean? It was. But I think the other thing about it is that, like, me and you met there. So if you know what I mean, like, and now look at us. You know what I mean? Like, we're not that age anymore, and look at us. Like, we're talking on a podcast now. You know what I mean? Like, so, like, the best man. Yeah, like, the best man at my wedding was Ray. Like, I met Ray in Vodafone. So like, it's, you know what I mean? I always said that call centers, the people you start in a call center with, they're not just trainers, buddies. They're people that you're probably going to be friends with for the rest of your life, because that's how call centers are, like, you know what I mean? But Man, they were good days, Joe. They were
Yeah.
good fucking days.
Yeah,
Hey.
well, I don't even think anyone really earned a wage because by the time we actually earned our wage and socialized,
Yeah, it was gone by Monday.
we
Like
just go for one moment where they're in Vodafone. I think it was every evening. Like,
it really was. Like it used to be like when we worked part time and you'd finish at like 9 or 10 on a Friday night. You were straight into either Ridley's bar waiting for Ridley's to open, or you were going to Russell's, the old Russell's.
or Betty's.
Oh, Betty's with the chicken goujons on a
Betty's.
Friday evening, like you know what I mean? Like, hey,
Oh, she was
no,
deadly.
look at
The times we had, and the people, like, I would never, anyone that I have met in Vodafone,
yeah,
I'd never walk past them, or they'd never walk past me. You'd stop, and
yeah,
it's like years have not changed. I think it's when you're in the trenches with people. We were working, and it was
yeah,
literally complaint after complaint after complaint after. And when you're dug down in the trenches like that, and you're
oh,
hung up there
100%.
as well, you make a bond, man. You make a bond.
Yeah, too right you do. Hey, you got it's brothers. What's that band of brothers or whatever that army thing is? You know what I mean? Band of brothers and that.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it is. Like, listen, Joe. I mean, it has been incredible
Oh,
talking to you, right? But I
thank you
need
so
you.
much.
Let everybody know exactly where to find you. Where if people want to look for you, I'm going to be tagging you anyway. But you tell everybody where they can find you.
Well, they can find me on Bo By Jo on Facebook. They can find me on my fabulous website that Eamon created called www.bobyjo.ie, and that's where you can order. Or you can follow me on Instagram as well, Bo_by_Jo. And I did gander on there a little bit, and you might pick
Which
up
is
a few
good.
tips.
Yeah, I know. I love the content because like they always say to make pages. That's why I'm trying to get like that. You mean you have to be consistent with content. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like and
yeah.
like you mean all you do is look at it. Like, but what I love about yours is right. Every video, and I'm looking at it right now. Right, every video has that glorious smile of yours on it as the freeze
Okay.
frame. Right, so it has like so. Of course, people are going to want to click it because they're going to want to go. Why is she so happy right now? I want to listen to this. That's what it is. That's the key. That wonderful smile is what the key is to all them reels.
Oh,
So
I
it
don't
is
know,
like,
I
hey,
don't know, but
oh, of course it
yeah.
is, hey. But no, honest to God, Joe, I wish you nothing but the absolute best in everything that you do in the future. I know it's going to be
Yeah.
incredible. It's going to take off into worlds that you can't even imagine. And I'm so proud of you. I really am.
Oh,
And thank you
thank
for
you,
coming on to
Kieran.
the show. Like I really mean it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, Kieran. It's been a pleasure. It's been emotional, but it's been a pleasure.
No bother, Darren. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kieran. Cheerio.